This first poem is called Lachesism. Noun, the desire to be struck by disaster, from the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, which if you've never looked that up online, it's incredible. By the first sip of the second Chardonnay, the squall inside starts to go quiet. Band-Aid for a melancholic wound, crank up the background static to flood. Any voice will do, so long as it's not the one I belong to. At the bottom of the throat is another throat. At the bottom, another. There is no version of my life in which I survive myself. How can I explain nothing was wrong, and yet, my own dirge nested in me years ago, seeped through the bedroom walls, seductive lullaby, until its barbed roots took hold. After lights out, after my gut hushed its fruitless dinner bell, I'd wish into the moon-gray room for something bad to just happen to me already. I needed a reason, a language for naming the way this living clamors through my veins. Without the how, without the why, the help sputters and chokes, strands itself in an oarless boat. Night after night, I am making the world into an ocean. I am trying to swim home. When something bad finally happened, I milked all the justifiable sadness out of it that I could. And when I felt guilty for wishing for a bad thing, I milked that too. On my knees between grief and relief that this haunting had a name now. But hard as I tried, when Allison died, it didn't get quieter at all. The storm in my mind was so loud all the time, and it seemed the only way to turn it down must have disappeared with her. Then came the first belled glass of silence, and the next, until the whole world began to hush, and I grew more mouths to starve of sound. I don't belong to myself, but to the cavernous distractions that have vultured around me. In the dark, the darkness can never slice through you with surprise the way it does in the light. How it wraps its cold thirst around you, reminding you you could drown in all that bright. I wear my wet sadness like a dress, begging to be unzipped by any hands that taste vaguely of an off switch. Like a hymn holy in all of my mouths that grows fangs on the way down.